Kay. We're going to be doing an ostomy bag change tonight. For those who don't know what an ostomy is, it's a little piece of my small intestine pulled through my abdominal wall, and then I will poo into this bag right here for the rest of my life. A couple of things going on tonight. There should be a Q&A box that I can see the questions for now. So if you submit your questions there, I'll be able to answer all of your questions at the end of the stream. I may answer some that you guys put in the chat, but for the most part, we're gonna try to keep that towards the end. And yeah, we're gonna have hopefully some fun tonight. I'm excited. For those of you that are new, I go live once a week, usually on Wednesdays. Usually after 5:30, so between like 5:30 and 7. But yeah, we're going to get started. I always start off with taking all of my supplies out. So I have some out because I wasn't 100% sure if I had all of these things still in my bag that I keep in the bathroom. So this is an adhesive remover wipe. This is a skin barrier wipe. This is the flange that is going to stick on my skin right here. Don't worry, I will explain everything again as I'm doing it. Let's move the camera down just a little bit. There we go. I'll explain everything again as I'm doing it. And then this is a ring. And then we need to get my actual ostomy pouch out. This one is a little wrinkled because I had it balled up in the bag. But that's what this thing is when it's like fresh and new and not on my body. It looks like this. This is gonna help any poop that decides to come out while I'm changing my bag. Some cleanser, deodorant, and adhesive remover spray. And then this is just gonna help me clean a little bit. Let's start off with 2. If I need more, we'll get more. And then a trash bag. I always put these in my sink because I feel like that's the easiest way to do things. Sometimes if I'm on the go, I'll tuck this. But generally, if your bag is kind of full, then this runs the risk of falling out. If you guys are coming in, make sure to like the live. I go live every week where I give you guys ostomy education and answer questions and just chit chat with you guys. So like the live, and we'll start in a minute. Trash bag is in the trash can. Let me tuck this in my pants. I'm getting in the shower after this, so I'm not uber concerned with keeping everything pristine, but it's always just nice to not have poo on your clothes, you know? Hi, you guys come in, make sure to like the live. You guys should be able to put all of your questions in the Q&A box. Let me know if you guys aren't seeing that, but you should be able to put all of your questions in the Q&A box, and then I'll be able to answer the questions towards the end. And while I'm not going to respond to this comment, but I will explain why I do this. So I have inflammatory bowel disease. It's an autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. So a lot of things were inflamed. I was in a lot of pain, and I was in like constant pain for almost like 2 years before I decided to start getting surgery. I got my colon removed, I got my rectum removed, and some other things done. But that has left me with a permanent ostomy bag for the rest of my life. A lot of people live their lives with their ostomy in complete secrecy. They don't explain to their loved ones how the ostomy bag works. They don't show their ostomy bag in public. And overall, it's just a really lonely, anxiety-filled life. The reason why I go live and I've dedicated my channels to not talking about my disease or my ostomy specifically, but just showing up in my everyday life, exploring the things that I love to do with my ostomy, with Crohn's disease, is because I don't think anybody deserves to live alone and in secrecy and in solitude due to something that they had no control over. So this is why I do what I do. And generally, some of you guys come in and you guys defend me in the chat, and I love that. But I promise you, I only get love in person. No one has ever came up to me in person and has said nasty things to me. Nobody does that. It's quite the opposite. So I know that the work that I'm doing is paying off. I just kind of, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I farted in the bag just now. So yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we're just going to get started. I kind of gave you guys the intro. Again, if you guys have any questions, you guys should have a Q&A box. If you guys don't see the Q&A box, feel free to just leave them in the chat. And remember to like the live. Generally, how I do this is I look at my viewership to my like ratio. Like right now, I have about 42 people viewing, but I only have 2 likes. And I don't like that because I'm talking to y'all. I'm being nice, right? Therefore, you guys should be able to be nice to me. So if the ratio gets out of hand, like I have way too many viewers and just low likes, I go into what I call super chat only mode, which means you guys can still talk in the chat. I'm not going to turn off the chat, but I'll only answer questions that are super chatted to me because those are the people that are showing me they really want to hear what I have to say and they want to listen to my yapping. So let's get into it. I've already prepped this part, everything that's on my body so far. We need to prep our new bag. And I guess we can kind of get into my week. How is y'all's week going? It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. You have the opportunity to make this a better week. If the week was already going well, you can just continue at the same pace. Or things can just get worse because sometimes it just be like that. So how y'all's week going? What you guys do? Any cool plans for the weekend? Valentine's Day is this weekend. Y'all doing anything cool for Valentine's Day? Maud, do your thing, please. Yeah, what are y'all doing for the weekend? I guess I don't have anything going on really this weekend. I'm doing something next weekend that is going to be posted on my socials. So make sure you're following me. So you guys can see like what's going on because it's gonna be super cute, super fun. This is the new bag. Again, I used a 2-piece click bag from Coloplast. My light just went out, sorry y'all. I'll turn it back on in a minute. But hold up. Oh, what was the question? It was how y'all week going? Do y'all have any plans for Valentine's Day? So you just put it in literally like this. And then you click the side to make sure it stays together. And then it stays together. Pulling it doesn't come off. We also have a goal tonight, which I don't do a whole lot of, but I think I set the goal for like 10 super chats, which I believe you guys can do. And maybe if we hit the goal, I'll go do like an extra live or something like that. Maybe an extra live next week. You guys can let me know if what you guys want if we hit the goal tonight. But right now we don't have any super chats. So the floor is y'all's. If y'all want more content, if y'all want me to do a special live or a special video, y'all have to let me know. No, I don't eat from this. I eat normally. I digest food normally. It's just that I don't have a large intestine, which is your colon or a rectum. So everything comes out of my intestine piece that's pulled through my stomach. Thank you so much. What is one of my favorite songs currently? Thank you so much for asking that, Tyler. For people that don't know, I actually run a media club. It's for spooning people, but anybody is welcome to join. It's on Instagram. Maybe my mom would drop the link. But I just posted a wrap-up of songs I'm listening and songs that I really, really like right now. So I know A$AP Rocky's new album was on there. If any of you guys listen to like British R&B, Sasha Keeble's new album, one of the songs on there was on there. BTS was on there because I got BTS tickets. So I was just listening to old BTS music because I was so happy that I got them. What else was on there? And like a lot of like newer, more alternative R&B sounds. I really, really love a fusion of R&B sounds. A lot of people don't remember this, but when SZA first came out, SZA was not put into like a staunch R&B category. She was put into an alternative R&B category, and that's where I found her. And that's where I loved her. No, it's not a fanny pack, it's an ostomy bag. No, so I don't have to sit on the toilet. I mean, I pee in the toilet, so yes, I do have to sit on the toilet, but not for pooing, no. My mom just dropped my media club. If you guys want to join, we're reading Get a Life with Chloe Brown this month. And it was one of my favorite books that I first read when I was getting my surgeries for inflammatory bowel disease. Because, oh my goodness, thanks to whoever sent the jewels. I can never see them on my end. But thank you to whoever sent that. Like, you're super amazing. But we're reading, let's take a little break. Are y'all okay with me talking about this stuff? Because I love talking about like books and music and stuff like that. We're reading this book right here, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. This character right here, she has fibromyalgia, and it was one of the first books that I read where the main female character had a chronic illness and she was Black. And if anybody knows anything about reading romance, it's always a happily ever after. So I think in that moment, I really, really needed to see another Black woman who is chronically ill get her happily ever after. And that's why we're reading this. And I just posted about this on my media club page too. So if you guys want to join, I wish I could pin a comment. But that's going to be there. Yep, she just dropped it again. You have a chronic illness. I hope you're doing well. I missed a lot of questions, y'all. So feel free to drop them again. And be sure to like the live. My ratio is looking okay right now. 36, 22 likes. But if you're watching, if you haven't liked, go ahead. I go live every Wednesday. I answer questions. I like to think we have a good time. So I'm giving you guys all this love. Give me some back. Girl, I need another layer on. Who is this? Bad lad, you're funny. I have inflammatory bowel disease. I'm guessing there's a new wave of people in here. I have inflammatory bowel disease, and at the time of my diagnosis, my colon and everything was very, very inflamed. I tried a lot of different medications, but nothing worked for me. So in 2022, I started getting surgeries, and now I don't have a colon, I don't have a rectum, and my intestines are pulled through my abdominal wall. And I poo into this bag, which we're about to change. I was just yapping because y'all asked me questions that got me completely sidetracked. Peeling this off, this is a sticky part that's gonna stick onto my skin. But for now, we need to put this ring on. I explained this hundreds of times. But this ring kind of works like that putty you put around a pipe when it's leaking. So I don't have any leaks. Because for people that don't know, a quick little anatomy, biology. lesson. The poop that is still in your small intestines is still very, very acidic. So if that touches your skin and is made to just sit on your skin, 9 times out of 10 you will get some kind of irritation rash. And it's similar to like a baby, even though a baby has a colon. If you have a baby and they have a soiled diaper on for too long, what do they get? Diaper rashes. So the same principle works. You want to have a great ostomy appliance that keeps the stool inside of the bag and not on your skin. Thank you, I appreciate that. Can we see the contents? Because I don't believe you. I want to take off the bag soon so you guys will see. And I think you're the only person that doesn't believe me. But that's okay. My mod means business, by the way. So, they're my mod for a reason. I believe you because my grandmother has one. I hope your grandmother is doing well. Hi to all the people who are saying hi. Make sure you guys like the live. Like the live. And if you already liked the live, share the live. And if you've already shared the live, subscribe to my channel because I go live every week. Hi. Also, if you guys are getting ads, I do have a membership. Just saying, you guys want to watch me ad free, my membership, you guys should be able to get that somewhere in the YouTube world. Probably just from my profile, click membership or like community or something. And you guys should be able to join. It's really cheap. I think it's like $5. Just saying, if you guys didn't want ads. I know I don't watch YouTube with ads, but it's up to y'all. I am due with the, I poo into this bag. This is a lubricating deodorant. Generally, it lasts on its own about 48 hours. And if you want it to last longer, you just put more in as you dump the bag. You dump the bag from the bottom right here. There's like a little spout. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Lily Cat. I'm doing well. Thank you, Kelsey. What deodorant? I'm confused. This is the one I use. I really like it. You guys want to know what it smells like? Kind of smells like baby lotion. Here's the thing, girl. I'm going to answer this question. So before I got my ostomy, I was in pain. Between the years of 2020 and 2023, I think. No, between the years of it was 2021 and 2023. I lost track at 6 months of how, that's when I stopped counting. 6 months in the hospital. So getting my ostomy allowed me to get my PICC line removed, and I was no longer on TPN. I was able to eat. I wasn't pooing blood all the time. I stopped getting blood transfusions. What else? So many things. So many things. So, yes, I am happy that I poo into this bag. I say Ma, you can just block them too, by the way. Bag is prepped. I think we are about to start. Take off the bag. So I'm gonna let my mod the trigger warning. I don't think recycling wants these. I think they need to be in the trash. If I'm somewhere that has like recycling or it's just there, I think it's okay to recycle the stuff that the bags come in, like the cardboards and plastics and stuff. But the actual bag, nah, I think they need to be in the trash can. Yes, you can drop that. I got sidetracked. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning for me about to take off my bag because sometimes people don't want to see all that, and that's perfectly fine. I will say, if you're going to stick around, be polite or you will get blocked. Typically, I don't even respond to y'all. You're getting on my nerves. So what I'm going to do is learn a lesson, maybe. Anywho, trigger warning. If you don't want to see poo, intestines, sometimes because your small intestines are very vessely, there could be a red bodily fluid. I am not in any pain. In fact, my intestines don't have any nerve endings, so I don't feel it. Does that make sense? Y'all understand that? Double tap the screen if you understand. It doesn't have any nerve endings, so I am not hurting myself. This is simply for education. Education, awareness, and advocacy. I will run those 3 words into the ground. Thank you guys to the people. Thank you so much to the people that like. Thank you. I don't know where this necklace is from. I got it for my 16th birthday. Some of y'all are like completely, we're here and y'all are here. It's a free country. Okay, so there are different types. Some people have, then we'll get to it. I just want to explain this real quick. I have an ileostomy. You guys can't see it, but typically an ileostomy is on the right side. Colostomies are usually on the left side, and that's when it's your actual colon. Usually a colostomy, you poo turds into the bag. But the ileostomy, I will never make a turd in my life. In fact, if I make a turd, it's probably something wrong. So there's differences. Thank you. Oops. Vaccines for your baby, would it be in the same exact spot for everyone? So the same exact procedure. So if you need an ileostomy, would it be in the same exact spot? Good question, not always. For me, I had a lot of flexibility on where I wanted to place my ileostomy because I don't have any significant like crevices on my abdomen. They make you like bend when you're getting your appointment and they mark on your stomach on like where the best spots will be. So obviously they told me where the best spots would be. I could either get a low one or I could get a higher one. And I wanted the lower one, that's what I wanted. And it works perfectly. I can wear high waist pants, I can wear low waist pants, I can wear mid-rise pants. Yeah, so let's get started. Trigger warning again. If you don't want to see insides on the outsides, intestines, red bodily fluid, poo, anything of the sort, you can leave. This is what? For education, advocacy, and what was the other one? Awareness. Okay, excuse me. Let me drink some water before I start because I'm getting hot. No, it's not uncomfortable. So a part of it not having any nerve endings, so I'm not in any pain. I really don't feel it. I'm only really aware of it because my eyes can see it. Okie dokie. This is adhesive remover spray. It removes adhesive, and it's in a spray format. Let me just make sure this bag is ready. I think I have everything I need. Yeah. From this point on, too, if you guys do anything wild in the chat, you'll probably just be blocked. Boom. Now, this is my small intestine. This bag really didn't have that much leakage. If I would have kept it on, it probably would have started leaking around it, if you guys can see that. But that's not too bad, honestly. Not too bad. There's a decent balance with removing your bag because you want to remove it when it's worn. But if you're removing it too frequently, too, that's putting a lot of friction on your skin. I had a feeling that I would be pooing simply because I ate maybe about like, it's probably going on 2 hours now. And I didn't eat a whole lot today. So generally on a day of like steady, proper eating, I digest things every 4-ish hours. But if I haven't eaten a lot and I go to eat something, more than likely that will come out a little bit sooner. This is not what I expected. I don't really think the average person knows what to expect when somebody is like, oh, a little piece of my small intestine is pulled through my abdominal wall and I poo out of it into a bag. Most people don't know what to expect. So I'm not judging. There is some, I don't know if you guys can't see it, but I can because it's my body. I can see that there's like a bulge right here. So there is some poo that wants to like come out. But it's still kind of working. Your intestines, from having my colon like out, your intestines kind of move like a snail or like a worm. Like how they kind of like, like that, they move like that. Your intestines kind of do the same thing. How does the food go through? Oh, you could be new. I chew, swallow, everything, go in my stomach, normal. I find that I have to like say it very simple to people that are not in the gastro world, because what makes sense to us does not make sense to the masses. It's a little piece of my small intestine. It's about 1 inch, pulled through my abdominal wall and then folded back, and then it's kind of sutured around it. It's red because your intestines are red. If your intestines aren't like a reddish pinkish color, I would phone the doctor. Thank you, thank you. For people that are like leaving compliments, thank you so much. My heart is very full. Yep, I have to have this my whole life because I no longer have a butthole. Got that sewn up. This right here is a surgical wound that's healed up. I know some of y'all get confused. This is just the darkness. That's what happens with like melanated skin. When surgical wounds heal up, they usually get darker. Any scar usually gets darker. I pee normally. I got my first stoma surgery in 2022. Getting into the details of how many I've had, which is complicated. And generally, I don't go into my full medical story unless I've been getting a lot of love. And right now, it's over 100 of you guys in here. I only got 81 likes. And I feel like I should be at least 100 likes. That's how I feel personally. So, I don't know. Maybe if you guys want more information and you guys want me to get into some more details, we should be hitting the likes. It's up to you guys though. Yeah, I'm using the bathroom right now because I ate. You guys want to know what I ate? I ate tacos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is a stoma. This red thing, it's called a stoma. What is it? Like, what is it made of? It's my small intestine. It's a little piece of my small intestine pulled through my abdominal wall. Some of you guys are new. I can tell by the questions that I'm getting. So hi, my name is Kaylaa. I have inflammatory bowel disease. It's an autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. For me, my entire colon and my entire rectum was inflamed, and it was not responding to medication. So I got those things removed, my butthole sewn up, and now I will poo through my stoma, which is my what? My small intestine, pull through my abdominal wall, and I will poo into this bag. What am I doing right now? I am changing my bag. Generally, I let the skin air out because I don't take bagless showers. You can, but I don't. So this time right here where I'm changing my bag is the largest amount of time my skin gets air. So that's why I take my time, if anybody was wondering. Nope, I don't feel anything. Mine is not reversible. My ostomy is permanent. Thank you. Hold up, somebody is. Thank you so much, PR something thug life. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a physician. How do I go to bed? Like you go to bed. I just don't sleep on my flat on my stomach, which I haven't done in years, even before getting my stoma, because when you have inflammatory bowel disease and you're actively flaring, sleeping on your stomach is very, 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 very painful. Thank you guys for 100 likes. I know you can do it. See, we like this tonight. You don't have to be sorry. I'm not sorry, but I appreciate it. Yep, the poo just comes out. Fun fact, nobody has control over how poop moves through their small intestine. Nobody has control over how poop moves through their colon. Your control is coming from that rectum area, all the way at the bottom of your GI tract. Those muscles there are the actual things you're pushing. You're not pushing anything through your intestines when it's up here. I am perfectly fine. Yes, I can have kids. I don't want kids. No, it doesn't hurt. I have Crohn's. But no, I don't have UC. Ulcerative colitis. Well, this is not a tube, but I go to the bathroom when I number 2 into this bag right here. Number 1, I do that normally, the same way any person that has a vagina pees. Nothing happens if I touch it. If you guys want to know what it feels like the inside of your cheek. So if you rub that, you're basically feeling it. You don't have to be sorry. So do I have to do both? Well, I'm always usually pooing into my bag. Sometimes I'm pooing as I eat into the bag, and I'm peeing on the toilet. I feel like you're all overcomplicating this, but that's okay, I guess. Yes, you can get pregnant. There's a creator, I forget her name. She just had her baby, but she has an ostomy. That's the point. She's had several kids with an ostomy. Nope, I don't have to take laxatives. Your colon is what thickens makes your stool into a turd, right? I don't have a colon, therefore I would never have a hard turd. My intestine has been pulled through my stomach. Well, not even through my stomach. Atomically, I think that's what I'm looking for. Correct, being proper in the way I'm describing things. My intestine is pulled through my lower abdomen. Your stomach is somewhere up here, so it's not even on the same side as my stomach. Surgery hurts, but luckily I'm asleep. Have I ever fasted before? Yeah. When you're getting like tests and procedures done, a lot of times you can't eat. Nope, it's not a high risk for infections. You know the type of stuff that comes out of your butt? Now, do I have a weakened immune system? Am I considered immunocompromised due to having an autoimmune disease? Yes. But having the ostomy doesn't significantly increase your risk of infections. Baby, I'm gonna assume that's Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I fasted for a couple of days. I probably have fasted for a couple of days in the hospital. On my own, no. Because I have no reason to. Have I ever went on like complete bowel rest? Is that what you're asking? Like pre-surgery? How long have I had it? I got my first stoma in 2022. This thing is called a stoma. It's a little piece of my small intestine pulled through my abdominal wall. There is no way to naturally occur a stoma. It has to be surgically placed. I've already had all of my surgeries. I don't have any more surgeries planned. I wouldn't know. Thank you, I appreciate it. Poop is coming out. It's a stoma. So gas does come through the stoma, the intestine. This is in a piece of my intestine. Sometimes you guys can hear it on live if I'm really gassy. Thank you guys for all the likes too. I really, really appreciate it. I go to the bathroom into a bag. So my stoma is usually stuck through that little hole right there. And it's like a little spout. I pee normally. No, it's not painful. They don't know what causes Crohn's disease right now. Scientists have identified biomarkers that are very common for people with inflammatory bowel disease, but it's through supporting legislation that supports medical research is how we're going to find out what causes IBD and then eventually get into preventing IBD. So hopefully that helps. No one can cut their small intestines. So no. Unless you're going to surgically get a piece removed. You can get like sections of intestines removed. That's called a bowel resection. I know Stray Kids. I haven't listened to Stray Kids in some years though. Ooh. Yeah, I love when y'all get a little colorful in y'all insults. I'm like, okay, dictionary. I know everybody has to stop reading. So it's still connected, if that makes sense. So it shouldn't rot. If it's something is rotting, something is wrong. Like if there's necrosis going on with my intestines, something is wrong. Everything is still connected to the life source, to me. So it shouldn't rot, if that makes sense. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe because I go live every week, usually on Wednesdays. I got my first stoma in 2022. Have I ever felt insecure? Absolutely. I think anybody. I'm being sarcastic, but yes, I did. I'll just say yes. Yes, I work. It actually doesn't. Somebody said, "Does the room smell like poo?" When I first started streaming, I had my little brother come into the room. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. What is your name? DSMJ7389. Thank you so much. Yes, big W's. Put some W's in the chat for DSMJ. W. Yes. Sorry, I get closer when I'm like really reading it, so it cuts off the view. Yes, it's poop. No, I was not born through. I wasn't born. I wasn't sick when I was born, y'all. I was a healthy child. I didn't get sick until I was around 16. The reason why I'm pooing so much, if you're new, is I ate like maybe 2 hours before I got on live, so. My coworkers don't ask because one, we'd probably, if somebody doesn't know, it's probably because we never had a conversation. Two, the people that need to know at work are people that know at work. And then I talk about my condition on my socials. So if they ended up following me on social media, then they know. How long does my poop process usually last? I don't know. To be completely honest, I couldn't like give you a number because I'm usually, if I'm not on stream, I'm usually kind of changing my bag and going about my business. So I don't know. This is the tacos that I ate though, because you guys probably can't see it, but like, bear with me. Right here is like a little piece of lettuce, and that was on my taco. Thank you so much, R. Loris11. Thank you for being an ostomy nurse. I love my ostomy nurse so much. Okay, guys, we need another W in the chat for JC Child 7122. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are so sweet tonight. W's in the chat. W's. Yeah. Okay, you guys are asking what happened, so I'm guessing I'm getting a new wave of people in there. Y'all keep joining y'all W's for her. Thank you so much. I have inflammatory bowel disease. It's an autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. For the most part, it manifests in your GI tract. You have other things that are called extra-intestinal manifestations, which are they're just a side effect of having a bunch of inflammation in your body, right? But when I was diagnosed, I went the normal route. I tried a lot of different medications. They didn't work for me. Therefore, I decided to get surgery, like a surgical. Ooh, what is the word? Why am I blanking? I decided to go about a surgical remission process. So I got my colon removed, got my rectum removed because those were the two things that were inflamed and they weren't responding to any medication. And then I got my butthole sewn up, and a little piece of my small intestine, which is what this is, was pulled through my abdomen. And now I will poop into a bag for the rest of my life. That is what happened. Now my belly button is here, y'all. This is a surgical wound that's healed. And this is my stoma. I try to let it finish because what can happen is after I go to like remove this and I go to try to put on the new bag, you never want poo to get on this part of your bag because then it'll be on your skin and you'll be irritated. Thank you so much. Yes, the red piece is my intestine. I'll also remind y'all that there is a goal tonight. There is I think it's a super chat goal down at the bottom. What is it? Oop, the timer. Y'all, let's start another goal maybe. I'll start another goal for y'all. A super chat goal. I'll give y'all, let's see if y'all can do it. I'll give y'all 15 minutes. 10 super chats. I'll let y'all pick what y'all want. There we go. Let's see how bad y'all really want it. We'll just let that go up there. You didn't know intestines look like that? What's the reward? I'll let y'all pick. We can do like a question specific stream. I can give you guys a specific video that you want to see. I don't know. The ball is in y'all court because I don't have any ideas at the moment. Hi. Is she finished? I'm going to clean it again, y'all. Yes, I am perfectly fine. No, it doesn't come out. It stays like this. Sometimes it can be more elongated if you've been on my streams any other nights. But there is a reversal. I cannot get a reversal because I have a permanent ostomy. You can get a reversal when you haven't gotten your butthole sewn up. For lack of better words, that's the simplest way to put it. You can get reconnected and everything if you still have your butthole. I no longer have a butthole, therefore I cannot get reconnected. A get ready with me? Okay. A get ready with me stream or just a video, like a full detailed video. You guys let me know. But you guys are only going to get that if you hit the goal. And I think I only gave y'all 15 minutes, so it just depends on how bad y'all want it. A morning routine. Okay. Can I go to school like this? Absolutely. You don't have to feel bad. I'm fine. I'm too broke. Can I wear a sweatshirt? I can wear whatever I want. I generally wear whatever I want. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it's the same username that I have over here. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will see that I wear literally whatever I want. I hope your brother is doing well, and thank you so much. I'm doing an ostomy bag change, but as you can see, I'm actively pooing. So I'm trying to wait until I get into a stopping point to put on the new bag. Generally, I have on my ostomy bag, right? And I've explained to you guys that it doesn't have any nerve endings. So stuff can brush it, rub it, and I don't feel it because it doesn't have any nerve endings. But generally, I have this bag on top. And that's how that works. No, I no longer have the feeling to poop because that is usually in like your rectum area. That's where you control the pushing, that's where you get the urgency to go, all of that. Diet, I pretty much eat whatever I want depending on the day. Um, if I'm away from home, I'm gonna be careful of my fiber and like things that don't digest well, like corn, nuts, um, really synthetic foods, like, or things that just are barely like actual like food, like different kinds of candy. Is like, I don't even know what this is made of. I can tell you where they got the stuff to make this piece of candy. So I'm avoiding stuff like that. Do I get scared of what? Thank you so much. Does it smell? No. Can I eat a lot of spicy foods? Yeah. Thank you so much, Cairo. I really appreciate it. Yes, I could if I wanted to. I could get pregnant and I could give birth if I wanted to. I don't want kids. No. Yes. All poop smells. I think that's the point that my mom is trying to make, and I probably should explain that. It's poop, so of course it smells. But right now, if you walked into my bathroom, would you get hit with like this stinking smell? I don't think so. Like, I've had my brother come in and was like, does this smell as bad when I dump? Like, no, when you dump your bag, because it's been contained in this area and you naturally let off pretty stinky gases in your poop, and when you fart and it's being contained to a bag, when I let that out, that smells. When I'm changing my bag like this, trust, if it was smelling really bad, I don't think any person would be able to sit right here and just talk while they're doing this. Thank you so much. What's your name? Malia. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with the medical professionals. I have talked about my team a lot. I think when you're dealing with something really complex, I had a pretty complex case of inflammatory bowel disease. I'm setting this right here. When you're dealing with anything that is super complex, there is bound to be frustration, uncertainty, all that stuff. And I definitely had those points with my team. I don't think you're human if you haven't had those points. But overall, my outcome, their bedside manners, the way I'm able to explain everything to you guys. Of course, I did my own research. I think that everybody should do their own research. But they were really good at explaining stuff when I had questions as well. Sorry. I'm happy you helped your mom, Pamela. This is an adhesive remover wipe. It does all the things that this spray did at the beginning, but it's just in a wipe format. I like to use it to get rid of any residue. And I completely missed the little gifts that you guys are sending. We're at 115 now. That is absolutely bonkers. Thank you guys so much. Chat room goon, you're funny. I will say, if you guys have any questions about my full medical story, I have videos up and down my YouTube. They're a little bit dated now, but the information hasn't changed, obviously, because it's happened before. And then on Instagram and TikTok, I'm a lot more active as far as posting new videos. So if you guys follow me there, generally, you guys will probably get all of your questions answered. Yep, I can go to the pool. This is the skin barrier wipe. It's prepping my skin for that new pouch to go on. Almost like how you prep your nails before you put on a press-on. I'm happy you helped your aunt. I'm waiting for this skin to dry. The drier your skin is, the better your new pouch will go on. I am well. Oop, you guys saw that? I had a feeling it wasn't completely done. But before it starts back up crazy, we're gonna put on the new pouch. So if you blink, you're gonna miss it, but I don't feel like waiting through like another round of pooing. So. Yes, I was pooping. Yes, I'm gonna continue to poop inside of this bag. Just press it, make sure that the heat kind of warms up the adhesive with your skin. I just gotta sign something. No, I doesn't have to stay away. Sorry, that was like a word salad. No, I don't have to stay away from chocolate. Thank you. Shout out to my parents and my mom. I said my parents and my mom. You guys get what I'm trying to say. Have I ever had a blowout? Yes. But it was usually due to eating something like very fibrous first thing in the morning. And then it just probably maybe I know I chewed it up properly. Just eating something fibrous too early. And just usually having on maybe some, not even, I can't even credit it to like what I'm wearing. It's usually what I ate. What I ate is usually the issue. Nope. Can I do exercise? Yes. Thank you so much. I hope your cousin is doing well. Thank you. It's a summer. Thank you so much, Emily. Nope. Not, I would say no. I would say no, ... to your answer, Shannon. And generally, as one person with Crohn's disease, there's like a 3% chance of the mother passing it down. So. I don't know where my necklace is from, but I got it for my 16th birthday. It was like it wasn't like from a store. It was like from a jeweler. So I can't like tell you the details. I'm 23. Cats are a problem. My mom just doesn't like, my mom is allergic. I have no issue medically with my ostomy is not impacted by cats. Thank you. How did my doctor cut out my stomach? So I was put under anesthesia. Then they cut me right here, took that stuff out. My first couple of surgeries were done laparoscopically, so robot assisted, until I started to have complications and they had to cut me open. And then they go in, they cut the hole here, they pull the intestine through. It's fairly simple. It's not, whatever you think probably happened. I'm at 22, turning 23 soon. Sorry. I was just having a conversation about my birthday before I got on live. So that is the reason. Who's 13? Even though I'm not 13. Nope. Don't have any animals. I don't mind answering. It's probably a new wave of people. It's probably like the last couple of times I'll say it because I am going to log off soon. But I have inflammatory bowel disease. That's a autoimmune disease that impacts your GI tract. For me, my entire colon and my rectum were inflamed. So after I tried a couple of medications, not a couple, I tried a lot of medications. They didn't work for me. By the time I got surgery, I was coming off of being on TPN, having a PICC line, not being able to eat anything in the hospital, etc., etc. So I got my colon removed, I got my rectum removed, got my butthole closed, and a little piece of my small intestine now comes through my abdominal wall. And it's called a stoma, and I have a permanent. This whole thing is called an ostomy, so I have a permanent ostomy. My mod is okay. Crohn's. Any other questions before I leave y'all? Let me put these away. And I'll answer the last couple of questions. Make sure you guys are still liking the live. If you already liked the live, share. If you've already done that, subscribe to my channel because I go live every week. Yeah, after the surgeries, it did hurt. Absolutely. But they give you pain meds and they try their best to have you comfortable before you go home. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you, Christopher. Yes, I can exercise. Ostomy bag. I can eat almost everything. There are certain things that I avoid when I'm not at home. The only thing I don't eat that is like hard on my no list is corn. Symptoms, oh babe, we're gonna have to get into that for the next live. But if you Google inflammatory bowel disease symptoms, I had all of them. I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely what you have. An ostomy bag is on my stomach. Probably still pooing. Yep. I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys want to ask like how I dump my bag too? Because I don't change it obviously every time I poo. I unravel this and then it slides into the toilet. Then you fold it back up. I sleep like you sleep. I just don't sleep flat on my stomach. Yep, thank you. Surgery did help. Yeah, what's your biggest takeaway from tonight? What's the part you enjoyed? What questions do you still have? Maybe you'll inspire the topic of my next live. Nope, I pee normally. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so sweet. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you already subscribed, make sure you turn on the notification bell so you'll know when I go live. No, my heart is not in my bag. Never. Y'all have any other questions? Make sure you are subscribed. If you've already subscribed, if you use any other platform like TikTok, Instagram, I'm on there too. My username is @wildflower. It's the same username I have on YouTube. I was talking to some of the people at the beginning of the live, but my media club, which is called Chronically the Illest, I like to just be a safe space for people who have chronic illnesses, disorders, to just come and enjoy media. I love concerts. I go to a lot of live shows. I collect vinyl. I read a lot. So I just want to curate a space where people feel seen and feel comfortable. Enjoying it, of course, but even just sharing some of their insecurities. Like, I was scared to go to a show by myself for the first time when I was sick. So my small intestine is in the bag, girl. And this month we're reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown. This book right here, this character, the black girl on the front, she has fibromyalgia. And this was the first romance book I ever read that had a main female character that was black, that had a chronic illness, and she gets her happily ever after. But she doesn't have to compromise her identity as a chronically ill person or the care and consideration that she needs as a chronically ill person. So I love this book, and I thought it was only perfect to read this book for Valentine's Day month because it's so sweet. And the first time I read it, I literally cried. So if you guys want to read along with me, make sure you follow that page, because I post on there very, very often, and I've already outlined how we're going to read it, and I'm posting questions and everything soon. So thank you so much. Fibromyalgia does suck. Reading is amazing. I agree. Thank you, B. Ziggy. Of course. There's so many other books too that have really, really great chronic illness representation, and I'll probably end up posting or making a whole video or something dedicated to it, because I've read so many good books, and you have to go out and find them because they're not talked about a whole lot, or that the point that the main character has a chronic illness is not the selling point. So I love just finding those types of books and recommending them to anybody that loves to read like I do. Thank you. I think that is all for me tonight. I'll be going live again on, next Wednesday. I'll be live. I'll be back. I may give you guys another live towards the weekend. If not, you guys will get a really cool video that is going to be coming out. What else? Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't. I said it 1 billion times now. So if you're not subscribed right now, what are you doing? Yeah. Some cool things coming up. Some cool ways that you guys will be able to of course, I do this for advocacy and awareness, but it's going to be a really cool way for my community to come up and kind of show that they support other people with inflammatory bowel disease, coming up probably towards the beginning of next month, middle of next month. I'm just organizing a lot of that stuff. I like to have my online community feel like a whole community. So I'm looking for ways to do that. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's hard. It's really, really hard, but it takes a process. It takes being confident in knowing what's going on with you, because there's too much uncertainty with knowing what's going on with you, then I don't see how you could feel confident going out on your own. But that, and then community also helps too. I'm sending you and your friends so much love. I'm sending everyone that's still watching so much love. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It's been 70 minutes. Make sure you're being kind to yourself, drinking water, listening to your body. You're doing the best that you can, and you're gonna keep going. I'll see you guys next week.